Hello everyone, it's Lisa here from Arcane and Stellar with another pick a card reading for you. So this reading is going to be, what is the purpose of this connection? Why did you and this person come together? In this lifetime, what are you guys meant to learn from this? Okay, so we have 4 piles, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can go ahead and find your timestamps down below. I encourage you to take a moment to kind of think of your person, imagine them in your mind, and see which pile is really calling out to you. Some of you might know it instinctively, some of you might need some more time, but I do encourage you to take some time to see which one really is pulling you in the most. And I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments about how you feel about your reading, if it resonates with you, and if you would like to subscribe, like if you want as well. That always encourages me and makes me feel good when I get likes. And yeah, if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, all that information is down in the description box below. You can do it through Etsy, so you can purchase a reading through Etsy, or you can get, there are my Amazon wish lists, and I always do a reading as a thank you for somebody who gets something off my Amazon wish list. So, if you do choose that option, please leave an email or an Instagram so I can get a hold of you. Okay, so I will see you all in your reading. Take care of yourselves, and doo-doo! Hey guys, if you chose pile number 1 with this rainbow moonstone, this is your reading. So, the purpose of your connection. Why did you and the person that you're asking about, why did you come together in this life? Well, what's the purpose of it? What's the reasoning? Okay, let's find out. So, first of all, I took a card from the Bluebird. It's the Bluebird Tarot. You can buy this on eBay. It's from Japan, just in case you're wondering. You have the High Priestess as the overall spiritual kind of meaning for this connection, okay? So, the High Priestess, there are a few keywords that go with this. Mystery is one of them, okay? So, uncovering a lot of mystery is something that's going to be prevalent in this connection. It could be, the mystery within each other, as well as the mysteries within yourself, okay? The things that you haven't quite discovered, which kind of leads to another thing, is intuition. What is intuition? Why do we have this? Why do we feel these strong pulls towards people? This is probably a connection in which you feel a strong pull to this person. They also probably likely feel this energy as well, since this is a mutual energy. Okay, so this is about uncovering as to why we feel this way, and as well, intuition. There's a good chance that this connection really brought you into learning about the mysteries of life. Understanding spirituality might have been a topic that came up, trying to understand more about what life's all about. What is this mystery all about? I think it brought out in both of you, and it will bring out, it probably will continue to bring out this side of you that is very interested in diving into the depths of the mysteries, the unknown. Yeah, that's really what I'm feeling strongly here. So this is a very spiritual connection because it has a lot of spiritual growth within it, I do feel. And a lot of learning too, like I said. For some of you, I do feel like this could have even been a first love, but that's not for everybody. Don't take it if it doesn't resonate. Now, I took some Soul's Journey cards to kind of see what you're meant to develop in this connection and what your person's meant to develop, okay? You have 2 cards, which is the only, you guys are the only ones that actually got 2 cards, and we have Death and Gratitude. And on your person's end, we have Perseverance. We also have the Chess Queen in reverse. The 5th house. Hope. And then, with our tarot cards, we have 8 of Coins, Knight of Cups, Child of Wands. Let me see. Where am I going to start? I'm thinking about where to start. With that 5th house, I'm going to just start here because my eye went there first. With the 5th house, I do feel like for many of you, this is a very, very romantic connection. So I do feel like that majority of you are asking about a romantic connection. This could have been a love affair for many of you, especially with the Knight of Cups coming up over here. Very passionate feelings were probably involved here. It could have been very fun at certain times. It could still be very fun, by the way. This is a fun connection. It's one that's not necessarily meant to be stressful per se. I'm not getting exactly. It's more about, having fun with this person is meant to be part of it. But, and to kind of give you maybe like hope, we have this hope card here. So I do feel like hope is something that's supposed to, kind of bring out in you, okay? The thing is that we have the death card on yours. So death, what is this statement here? It says, I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. So for some of you, this connection may have ended and you've wondered, what is the purpose of this? Why? Like, why? Why did this happen? Like, why did they leave? Why aren't they around? And it could be that for some of you, your development here is meant to believe that sometimes an ending doesn't have to be, the end of everything, right? The end of love, the end of, anything. It can be a new beginning, right? If you treat it right. Some of you might have come into this after a failed relationship. You came to this person and this person brought out in the fact that you can have a new beginning, that you can have new love, right? So I do feel like that's something that's also prevalent here. And I feel like many of you will know which group you're in there, in terms of whether this person is meant to show you whether deaths or, a death of a relationship is okay, that you can still be happy about it, that you still can appreciate it, that you can still find hope for the future. But I do feel like for many of you, this is a person who has brought hope to you. Maybe in a darker time in your life where you were going through a transition, and they kind of showed you the fun in life. And they're meant to show you the fun in life. That's kind of what the point is. And maybe, or you're meant to show them, right? But your lesson is death. Their lesson is perseverance. Okay, so let's not get caught up on that. With death, there's gratitude. Now, gratitude could come from the fact that this person showed you that there can still be happiness in your life, even if something ends, even if it wasn't a previous relationship. It could be any kind of ending, right? It could be the ending of a friendship that led you to this person. It could be, just healing with things that have ended in your life. Whether it was, certain periods or whatever, or relationships, like I said, or certain occurrences. But with gratitude, it's like, I'm thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. You're meant to have fun with this person. This person's meant to show you gratitude, that you can be grateful for a friend. That's one of the biggest things. A friend or a person in your life. And even if something does end, that you can still be grateful that it existed, right? It's like, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Isn't that the quote? I think I'm right. Yeah. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. That might be relevant to some of you guys here, that quote. That, even if this relationship ended, it might be that you should be looking at this as something, or letting it teach you that you can still be grateful even if it didn't last, right? Some of this, for some of you, this could be, a friend that maybe for some of you isn't a romantic relationship. But yeah, that is a prevalent theme I'm seeing for you guys, is that this is meant to show you that you can be grateful in life. Because for some of you, this might be, a connection that is good for you, right? Like, it doesn't have to be that, this relationship ended. Like I said, there will be different people here with different stories, I feel. It may be like two different types. And so, again, take it as it resonates. For your person, though, we have perseverance. And it says, I know I can do whatever I set my mind to. This person might have a hard time persevering, and you might bring out the lesson for them that they need to persevere if they want something, right? And for some of you, you might be hoping and hoping and hoping for this person. Maybe it's just, kind of as a fling or something where you were like a romance, but it hasn't exactly ever gone past that. And it might be teaching that this person, that their lesson in this whole connection might be that they have to persevere or they're not going to get what they want. And for some of you, you might be dealing with someone that is kind of not sure how to pursue their goals or the people they want or the things that they want. They might not know how to assert themselves, and that might be part of the issue with them, you know what I mean, in terms of this connection. And that's kind of what they're meant to learn. Unfortunately, sometimes is that, the relationship ends by the time you kind of learn the lesson, and it's 5 years down the road and you look back and you're like, oh, I should have tried harder. That's this person for many of you. But also for some of you, you might just be an encouraging, guiding light to them in some way that, helps them persevere with things, that encourages them to go after their passions, right, with the 5th house, and gives them hope. So there, I do see this mutual benefit, this mutual benefit of hope in this connection. That you can have hope even in the most dire circumstances, okay? Now, with the Eight of Coins, the Eight of Coins can talk about pure-hearted effort. For many of you, this is something that you really put a lot of your effort into. You've put a lot of work into it, and you probably did it very much in a very pure-hearted way, especially with that 5th house here, and hope. Some of you may have really hoped for this connection, and you still hope for this. You have a lot of hope for this connection. And I see like potential here with the Knight of Cups for romance. The only thing about the Knight of Cups is that sometimes it can be a little bit fickle, but it's very sensual and romantic, and I feel like this connection has been that for you. It brought out a romantic side in you, a wistful side, a dreamy side, and I feel like many of you probably have put a lot of effort into it. And maybe for some of you with gratitude, you're not feeling grateful because maybe the connection ended. And you're like, I put so much effort into this person. I was so innocent and I just really put my heart into it and it just didn't go the way I wanted to. I had all these Knight of Cups ideals. Like, you know, think of the Art of Courtly Love. Like, well, I was just talking recently about that because I wrote a paper on it in university. And I was comparing it to Don Quixote or whatever. And sometimes we get these high ideals for love. And this person might have brought that out in you. It's like you're imagining things that maybe you never even imagined before. And brought out this innocence, but that was part of it. That was part of the purpose of this relationship. And I know I keep talking in the past tense. Sorry about that, because for some of you this is a current connection. And this, it doesn't, I'm not really predicting the outcome here. I'm talking about the purpose, okay? So for some of you, maybe this already passed. For some of you, it's, you know, present, and it's kind of still developing. So again, don't get worried if I'm talking in the past tense, okay? Sorry about that. But that Child of Wands is all about, you know, being bold in your choices, getting that perseverance. See, I feel like this is part of your person here showing up with this Child of Wands, knowing that they have to make bold choices, knowing that they have to experiment a little bit. For some of you, this was an experimental love too. It's something that sparks something in you for sure. And I feel like many of you really just put so much effort into this person and gave them so much of your heart here with the Knight of Cups. There can be a little bit of a difference here because we have that Knight and the Child showing up. So the Knight of Cups, the Child of Wands. One of you might be a little bit more emotional. Another one might be a little bit more fiery, right? Because we have that Cups and fire energy coming out, that water and fire, sorry. That doesn't mean that you're those signs. You may very well be, but it doesn't have to be. But I just see that one of you might be a little bit more in depth than the other person at times, but there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like you're kind of meant to have hope in this connection, that it can somehow come to a good place, right? That you can live in the moment. And that might be part of what gratitude is about, living in the moment, not trying to count your chickens before they're hatched. Okay, and we also have the Chess Queen in reverse. Now, I'm going to grab the guidebook for this one because... where did I put it? I don't remember where I put it. Hold on, I think it's down here. Of course. There it is. So the Chess Queen. When the Chess Queen arrives to challenge you, it simply means that you're living too much in your head, planning, scheming, and strategizing what your future will look like and how and when it will unfold. Remember the saying, man plans and God laughs? You cannot know the power and beauty that is meant for you until you let go and ask for divine guidance. The laws of cause and effect apply here. Don't dictate what you want, as your wants may not be in your highest good. Ask for instead miracles set aside for you and you alone. What does Spirit want from you here? Perhaps it's time to let go and turn your life over to the care of a higher power. You can never lose when Spirit plays the game of life on your behalf. That's interesting. So it's like telling you that you can't control this connection. For some of you, this connection was what it was. It was meant to be fun. It was meant to maybe give you some hope in a difficult time here with that Death card. It was meant to help you understand that even if it ends, you can still be grateful for the experience. It was a time where maybe you were very vulnerable with your heart, or it will be vulnerable. And again, for some of you, this isn't a negative thing, right? Like some of you, this connection can still work out. We're not looking at the prediction of the connection. It's the fact that You can't control things, and you just sometimes have to let it go and enjoy and be grateful for the moment that you're in with this person. You're not going to understand all the mysteries all the time, and that might be why that high priestess is coming out. You know, when the high priestess comes out for me, it comes out for me when I need to stop asking a question, or when it says you already know the answer, or it's not meant to be known yet. Okay, that comes out in readings for me like that, and that's kind of what this connection is. You're not meant to know it all. You're just meant to enjoy it for now. Be grateful you have it. And for your person, again, perseverance is something that they need to learn, to be bold, to make decisions. And like for some of you, this person may not learn that lesson till like, 20 years down the road when they're like, old. And it's, too late, baby, it's too late. That Carole King song. And, you know what I mean? But that's just kind of what I'm seeing here. So for you, the advice for you in this connection would be, if you've lost this person, understand that it's out of your grips. It's out of your control. You can't plan this. You can't strategize this. And you should just be grateful for what you have had and what your person brought you. And for those of you that are maybe going, perhaps where you're in a connection with this person now, and you're like, I need to know the outcome. I need to know the outcome. Like, what is this? Because I can't be hurt again. With death cards, like the death card, there might be this energy of like being fearful of being hurt again in a connection, and that's not what this is for. That's not what you're meant to be living in. You're meant to know that if this ends, that's okay. I'll be okay. Even if I put a lot of effort into this, I'll be okay. You know what I mean? I have a full heart I can give to many different people, and I can accept from many different people. So again, just living in the moment, enjoying it, right? Okay? So that's something I'm seeing for you guys. I'm going to pull a few charms. And once again, I'll try to do it quietly. Okay, so let's see what we've got. We've got, second chances here with this one. Let me zoom in. There we go. Okay, so instead of bringing it up, we have Jack from Nightmare Before Christmas. We have Paris. So some of you might have a European connection. Oh, Belle is from France too, by the way. Okay, we have Taurus. Aquarius. Capricorn. Aquarius. I don't know what this one, I always think it's a star. Let's see. Little Women. So some of you might like Little Women. Let's see, you versus you. Leo. Sagittarius. Wow, okay, we have a lot of signs coming out in this one. See, I love the four-leaf clover does remind me of just like kind of happy-go-lucky. Like, there's luck in this, and you're lucky to have met this person in some way. If you can look on the bright side, there might be something good out of it, right? With Libra, 7th house, this is, meant to be a connection in which you have a one-on-one connection with this person. Leo, the 5th house right here that came out. Fun, romance, passion. I feel like for many of you, this is like a connection in which it turned into a full-time relationship, or something that was meant, for many of you, it could turn into that still, okay? Where you guys do come together, for sure. And like I said, I'm not predicting periods of times or whether it's going to last or not. Okay, we have Taurus, Sagittarius, Capricorn, like I said, all these different signs here. So these might be relevant. You versus you. I do feel like you have quite a bit to learn in this connection. Well, I think you each have a lot to learn. This is a connection that's meant to bring out yourselves, you versus yourselves, right? With your person, with that perseverance, it might be that they, have a hard time. It might be their own issue with persevering or like going after what they want, right? And then we have the moon here, so it does, indicate to me a very spiritual type of emotional connection here, a bond. And then we have, of course, like that second chance here. For some of you, this is a second chance at a relationship, a second chance at life. That's what it's meant to show you, that you can have a good time. Like I said, Paris, for some of you, that might be something that's connected to you guys. Maybe someone lives in Europe, maybe French, And Jack, so Jack might have something to do with that 10th house, and Jack, it might be about goals here, establishing goals. For some of you, you might be helping this person persevere towards their goals in life, and encouraging them, kind of like Belle encourages the beast, right, to kind of pursue being a better person. She's inspired him. And so you might be able to inspire that person, right? Because that might be their lesson, to persevere in life, okay? It might not even be in the connection. It might just be in their life in general. You might inspire this person somehow to pick up their, slack and get moving. And then we have Little Women. Oh, I just got this one. Okay, so with Little Women, that could be something that is, that might be something you love. There might be a couple here that really reminds you of you and your person. For instance, like there's Joe and Lori, and then there's Joe and Friedrich. Beth and Lori. Not Beth and Lori, sorry, Amy and Lori. And then Beth, of course, she doesn't have anybody. And then, what is this? What's his name? Megan Brooks. Mr. Brooks. So, that's one of my favorites. This Little Women's one of my favorites, okay? So again, for some of you, it might be just enjoying this person as they are, kind of like Joe and Lori, because they didn't end up working out. For some of you, that might be the story, that one wasn't feeling it and the other one was. And like Lori really did put his heart into Joe, but she just didn't feel it, and that's okay, it wasn't that she rejected him, it wasn't that she didn't love him, she just didn't want him that way. And it all worked out better in the end anyways, right? Because Amy and Lori were happy, and Joe met Friedrich, and everybody was, pretty good there. But, as well, too, this person could be your Friedrich. That you could encourage them, just like Friedrich would, help Joe, write novels and stuff. You might inspire this person in some way to pursue their happiness, their hobbies, okay? So, anyways, I'll stop here. I know I might get 20 minutes already. And I'm like, blah, 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 blah. So, let's see here. Get some letters. Let's see. Okay, we have men. We have mum. We have fuse. Okay, so for some of you with that fuse, it kind of reminds me of something like ticking. Like some of you might be trying to control it too much, and that could be a problem. Like it's like a short fuse, and you're like, oh no, it's gonna run out if we don't, do it now. And we have pace. Like pace yourself. If for some of you, you might need to be patient in this connection. It might not be something that happens, at the pace that you want it to, especially when you're eager, like that Knight of Cups, or even the Child of Wands, like, oh, this eagerness to understand all the details and everything. We have yes, okay? I think it's interesting to say that we have a yes, but not a no. Map. Again, some of you might be trying to map out this connection really hard. You're watching all these pick cards, you're stressing out, you're trying to predict every move, you're trying to understand every move. It's not meant for that. Okay? We have name. Okay. And we have pain. So for some of you, this connection could cause pain, or you could be healing old pains from this as well, okay? We also have yum. And we have, let's see, cam. We have, we have scum. And we have, let's see, we have fan. For some of you might be there might be like the biggest fans. But some of you might have like some fandom also in common, or like you guys are a fan of something similar. Oh, we have cups, by the way. So, a lot of emotion in this connection with the cups coming up. Okay. So I'll stop here and let me know if you see any letters that really call out to you or speak, to you of like your person's name, your initials. I always love hearing about it in the comments below. And if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, all that information is down in the description box. Okay, so as many of you already know, if you've been to my channel a lot, which I know most of you might have already, there's my Etsy store where you can purchase a reading, and there's my Amazon wish list. I have 2 of them, and anybody who gets anything off my wish list, always gets a reading as a thank you. So just be sure to leave me an email or an Instagram name so I can get a hold of you once the package comes, so then we can set up a reading. And yeah, take care of yourselves. I'm wishing you and your loved ones all the best, wishing you the best in this connection, and take care of yourselves. See you next time. Hey guys, so if you chose pile number 2 with this opal, this is your reading. So let's see, what is this connection between you and this person? What's it all about? Why is it happening? What can you get out of it? Let's look. So we start off with the Fool, okay? So this is the spiritual energy between the 2 of you, okay? So the Fool represents new beginnings. It represents jumping into something unknown and, new beginnings, taking risks, and learning, learning by just going for something. And that's really what the overall spiritual energy is between the 2 of you, is about new beginnings. Now, let's see what else we have. We have service, 3 of Cups, King of Cups, 7 of Coins, 6th house, the Altar Priestess, and upright, freedom and grief. So I do feel, okay, so freedom is your energy. Okay, so I pulled these 2 cards to represent what you kind of need to develop in this connection, okay? And then what this person needs to develop. What are you guys working through? And what do you bring out in each other? Because, each person's kind of going to get something out of a relationship, right? Now, you're meant to get freedom out of this relationship. That's what you're developing. And it says, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. So this person is somehow triggering within you, or is meant to trigger within you, freedom. This yearning for it, which is interesting. And the energy makes a lot of sense here with the Fool, because your person is meant to go through grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And for some of you, this person, you're helping this person, or they've been helping you, or it might even be a mutual, beneficial thing here, where you guys are helping each other work through things and start a new beginning of some kind, to take a risk, right? And let's see here, because we have service here. So that's what I'm getting here, is that this is part of the connection, is being of service to each other, being of help to each other in some way. For this, for your person, it's like helping you, get some, freedom in your life in some way, to be more free and fun-loving. And then with grief, you might be helping this person get through a hard period of their life in some way, even if you don't recognize it, right? You may also help them learn how to develop the skills to deal with grief. Now, let's see here. We have the 6th house. So this does talk about daily, routines. For some of you, this person could be from work. You might have met them in work. You might spend a lot of time with them. You guys might have, let's see here. This could also be talking about that you guys are meant to be part of each other on a daily basis, in each other's lives. Maybe this is a connection which you guys, communicate, on a daily basis. Whether you, are near each other or not. It's kind of like you check in. It's it's a type of connection where maybe it doesn't feel, and this may be for you or them, but a connection which, if you don't see them or talk to them every day, it kind of feels like a bummer. You know what I mean? Maybe because it says we do have the 3 of Cups, so you are meant to have fun in this connection, right? The 3 of Cups is just kind of about a wistful type of energy, just like the Fool in some way, where it's just supposed to be about fun, having fun together, enjoying time together. Is something that's very prevalent here. You probably make each other laugh and have fun. There might be there's a good kinship here. Okay, so like whether it's a romantic relationship, but anyways, romantic relationships are just friendships set on fire, right? And that's what at the basis of this there is a good, innocent, fun feeling, or there at least has been, right? And that's part of what's needed to happen, or what's meant to happen. So again, if there's like periods of, where it's not that great, essentially this should be a connection in which, it should be fun. We also have the King of Cups. So with the King of Cups, and this is something that I think for some of you, now if this is a connection that kind of ended in a bad way, I'm just going to kind of talk to you guys for a minute. This King of Cups and the Seven of Coins are really talking about finding emotional balance. The King of Cups has emotional balance. This person is able to love deeply. They're able to love without necessarily sacrifice, but without being too detrimental or toxic, right? And for some of you, this person might have stirred up ways in which you've looked at and reevaluated your life in some way, in your choices, and got more comfortable with them. For some of you, this was a connection which you were meant to, if you've broken from this person on your own will, this might have been a connection in which that was meant to happen because you were meant to find freedom in this connection. And you might have put some effort in, and then you kind of looked around and you're like, this is, bullshit. I don't like this. And for some of you, that might be the case. Now, if that isn't the case, don't worry. We're going to get to you again. But for some of you, you need to hear this. It's like you looked around and you're like, this is bullshit. This person isn't making me feel great. I can love this person. I can be happy for them. I can appreciate them. But I realize I need to break free from this. I have to service myself, right? Because for some of you, you might have been pouring all your love, all your effort into this person, trying to heal their own grief. And for some of you, this person, it's like, look at the statement here. It says, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Unfortunately, for some of you, you might have been a lesson to this person that they can't just take from others, that they can't just expect other people to heal them and not give anything back, right? So service might be a huge thing here for some of you, that you were such a help to this person. And one of the things that they might be needing to learn as well is that they have to be of service to other people too. They can't just be, and with the full energy here could come up as the fact that this person can't just be, messing around and not putting in effort as well. And for some of you, it's like you might have left this connection because you couldn't deal with it. For some of you, it could have even started to weigh on your health, your mental health, your physical health, and your well-being in general. And that might be something that it's meant to do, is like teach you to take care of yourself and to make emotional boundaries with people. And that you could still love them, but you know when to kind of turn it off, right? And when you need to say, no, this isn't serving me. Now, for others of you, where that's not the case, and you maybe are still with this person, and I haven't lost you yet with this reading because I know it's a bit long. The first pile was very long. But it's like this person is meant to help you perhaps even evaluate. So for some of you, this person might be of service to you in establishing and looking at your own life and seeing what isn't working, right? But in a positive way. For some of you, this person might have helped you, might be there to help you break off from a bad relationship, or habits in your life that aren't serving you. Like for some of you, this person could be someone to help you move on from something from the past that you put your efforts in, and kind of gain a new sense of freedom from like taking care of something or nourishing something that's not beneficial to you. And you might be able to mutually help this person as well. Like, because I see that, because we have that grief again. You might be able to help bring this person to a brighter side of life if they deal with some dark stuff. Again, of course, you're not meant to do it, to your detriment, okay? You're not meant to feed into this person. Again, remember that with this connection, keep feeding and feeding and feeding into this person if you don't have enough to give, okay? And if it isn't receptive, because service is a big thing here, okay? And unfortunately, in some connections, people don't live up to their end, right? Even if it's a soulmate, right? I've talked about this before, but soulmates, and I've used this example before, but there are people that you'll get together with, and yeah, they're meant to do something. They have all these options, these gifts, and all these talents, and then they do nothing with them. And again, with connection, sometimes unfortunately it can happen that way too, because not everybody's wanting to grow at the same pace. And some people aren't going to learn their lessons, and that's kind of what the whole reincarnation thing's about anyways, if you believe in that. So, unfortunately, that is the case sometimes. Now, and I'm not predicting outcomes here in this connection. In fact, I would say that this is a generally good connection. I get a lot of good vibes off this connection, for the most part. We also have the altar priestess. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the guidebook for this one, because I want to see the message, but where did I put the book? I just had it for pile 1. And then I stuck it somewhere again. Oh, goodness gracious. I'll be like my dad. Gee golly willikers. Where did I put it? Seriously, though. I'm so confused right now. I just had it. Well, it does say... Well, I guess we could just look at it, but... I really had it. I promise. It was just here. Huh. Well, maybe I'm not meant to read it right now. So we have the altar priestess. It says preparation, prayer, and sacred ritual. So again, this probably is a spiritual connection. It might be preparing you for a new phase in your life too, here with the Fool, right? Preparation. This might be you're preparing each other for new phases, like a new phase of, because that is what the connection's about, the Fool, which is all about a new phase. So again, I do get this sense that you guys are somehow preparing each other for a new stage in life. We have prayer and sacred ritual as well here listed. So what is that noise? What the heck? I could have sworn I heard a bird, but it's not bird time. Okay, so I don't know, with prayer I do get a sense here. I'm reading this intuitively, of course, so I do get the sense that you're meant to, you know, be there for each other in some way, to pray for each other. So even if this is a connection that's over, you could have the freedom to kind of step away from the feelings and just have a lighthearted energy that just prays for this person, that just wishes the best for them, with a mature energy. And that might be what is developed in this as well. And then sacred ritual. Again, I do feel like that this is a very spiritual connection, okay, with sacred ritual. It might be also kind of looking at your rituals, right, that you have in your life with the 7 of Coins and finding out whether they're serving you or not. And that can go for different things. It's not necessarily that, you know, you had to leave a relationship or recognize that. It could be any kind of habits or patterns, okay? With the 6th house, it could be opening up, you know, ideas to your mental health, your well-being, how you're taking care of yourself, you know, where your boundaries are. Maybe you've learned about, you know, being, you know, dealing with empathy. Maybe you've uncovered some spiritual stuff within yourself in this connection as well. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for this. So I'm going to go ahead and take some charms. Let's take those ones. There we go. So let me see. I'm going to zoom in here. Whoops, that's not the right way. I always do it the wrong way. We've got the question mark from Mario. So that does seem like that there might be some questions still as to how this will develop for you guys. Maybe you don't always understand what's going on in this connection. We have, oh, this one is beautiful. Be the light. So again, being of service to each other, being the light to each other in some way is what this is meant to do. I do feel like this is destined with the constellations here, that it was written in the stars. And we have the compass. You've been guided on this. This is a guiding relationship. This is a connection that's meant to guide you, to realign you in some way, you know, to guide you on something new. We have the cat. Okay, so maybe cats are important in this connection. And then we have the crab. So Cancer, perhaps. We have Aries, Aquarius, Gemini. Never give up, and she believed she could, so she did. Interesting. Maybe this could also, like, you can both help each other to really persevere in life. In your case, maybe you'll get a sense of freedom from something that can help you move forward. For this person, it might be, getting over grief or loss of some kind, or just depression in general. Again, this one came out just like in pile number 1, the second chance. It's an extra life. We have the match. So it does make me think of something, that sparks a fire within you. Very passionate, perhaps, for some of you. Kind of like lighting a fire under your ass. Or in your heart, depending. Because I feel like with that 7 of coins is like you really... This is a big thing for you is learning about what you want, what you don't want, what you're going to actually put your effort into. Right? And with that never give up, for some of you, this is like, putting effort into things. This person can encourage you on a daily basis to keep going after your dreams, or you're meant to help this person do that. We have Gemini, like I said, so 3rd house, communication. Aries, 1st house. Aquarius, 11th house. For some of you, this could be like an online type of connection. Social media as well, perhaps. The mermaid tail. This is very elusive to me, so maybe sometimes this is a little bit, you don't understand the full picture at times. And then we have, what is this? Wuthering Heights. So maybe this is a book that's important to you. Maybe the connection in Wuthering Heights is, something that speaks to you. Go look it up. It's a great book. I'm not going to go too much into the detail of that book, though, because I kind of rambled a little bit about Little Women in the last one, because that one came out. Anyways, okay, I'll stop here with the charms, and we'll move on to some letters. Let's see what we've got here. We got get them over. There we go. We've got bow, right? Bow reminds me of childhood, like little girls wear like cute little bows. So maybe there's an innocence here with the Fool. It's meant to have, in that 3 of Cups, meant to have an innocent type of vibe. Or you guys, maybe for some of you, it could be healing childhood stuff too, or things that have been there for a long time, or starting something new again too. We also have new, by the way. So right there, I just said starting something new. We also have Rue. We also have Rue, like Kanga and Rue. That's another childhood, a child kangaroo, baby kangaroo. We have, let's see, were. So maybe this changes who you were in some way. Okay. We do have X. So for some of you, this might help you get over an ex, or that might be the purpose, part of the purpose of it. We have seen. Or no, we don't. We have, wait, sorry. Wow, what am I doing? I saw an S. Hold on. See. Sorry. To see things in a new way. Right? Let's see. We have we have boo. Might be your boo. And we also have bee. So maybe meant to work together, teamwork, service. That's what bees are about. So some of you, again, might work with this person, or you're meant to kind of encourage them or inspire them in that way. We also have this word. So that might be prevalent in this connection. We have we have slew. Okay, I'll stop there. Anyways, guys, I'd love to hear if you see any initials or names here that really make sense to you or call out to you. But again, yeah. We have flee, by the way. This might help you flee something to something new. Okay, so, stopping. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me, you can do that by going down in the description box below. There is a link to my Etsy where you can purchase a reading, and then as well there's a link to my Amazon wish list. And the Amazon wish list is just an option for people that would rather do that. I always give a reading as a thank you for that, so just be sure if you choose that option to, like, you know, put your email or your Instagram so I can get a hold of you, and so I can get set up the reading. And take care, everyone. I'm wishing you all the very best health and safety during this time for you and your loved ones. Take care, and I will see you next time. Hey guys, so if you chose pile number 3, wait, let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. Pile number 3 with the Desert Rose. This is your reading. So let's find out why you and this person that you're asking about have come together in this lifetime. Like, what are you meant to learn from this connection? So let's see. The overall spiritual energy is the Lovers. Okay? So this is a connection in which it's very likely that you guys are meant to be on a romantic path together, that you are meant to be together in some way. This can also be about making choices, and making choices that are the right choices. But look at that little Cupid. So it does make me feel like this is like something in which somebody's struck by Cupid's arrow. Okay, so that's what I have here. We have wife. Interesting, we'll get into that one. We have 9 of Cups. The Magician. Ace of Wands. Saturn. The Arrow Master. The Eyes of Beauty in reverse. Envy and Patience. Okay. So, these 2 cards, I'm going to start here because this is kind of what I pulled, one for you and one for your person. Okay, so this is going to be, and maybe the energy will be reversible in some of these. I forgot to mention that in the other piles, but, you know, it could be reversed. But I did intend for, when I was pulling the cards, that this would be for the you know, you, the viewer, and this would be for your person. Okay, so with envy, this is what you're meant to develop in this connection. Envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. For some of you, you might have come into this connection feeling like you don't have enough. And this is something that I see for both of you. This is a connection which both of you feel some kind of lack within yourself. I feel like for many of you. And this is meant to tell you that you know, this connection, the whole purpose of it is to, you know, teach you how much you actually do have. That you don't have to be envious of other people, that you can have what other people have, that you have the power to get what you want, okay? That you can come to a place of self-acceptance and, you know, understand that you're worthy, right? For your person, we have patience. And I accept that everything happens in divine order. For your person, this might be a connection that's meant to teach them that they have to be patient sometimes, that they have to wait. This person could be somebody that hates waiting, that, you know, wants things to happen right away. And they might also feel like they don't have control in some way over circumstances, or they don't understand it. Saturn is all about discipline as well, too. So I'm seeing that Saturn might be here. So this is definitely a connection, you know, with a lot of wisdom being given to both of you, and a lot of discipline as well, perhaps, is needed here. And the one thing about Saturn here showing up with this envy is that for some of you, you might have felt like life has been so difficult, that things have to go a certain way, that you have to make certain choices, or that that's not meant for you, or this isn't meant for you. And it may be that for some of you, you've had a really hard time when it comes to love, and maybe you've envied other people and thought you couldn't have it in some way, or that you haven't been able to really manifest what you really wanted or really desired. And somehow this connection is opening up your eyes to the fact that you can have it. If you've had restrictions, I feel like this is a connection that could break it. Break through those restrictions that have kind of held you back. And for your person, it might be teaching them discipline and making right choices. You know? Being more grounded, having more self-control as well might be something here that's important. I'm going to just kind of stick this off to the side here. There we go. So that's kind of the things that you need to develop in this connection, okay? You're needing to develop, you know, self-worth, because where does envy come from? A lack of, you know, feeling like you're capable, right? And we're going to get how much that is part of the message as we get into this up here. But Saturn. This is a serious connection. This is, Saturn's a long transit. It's got a huge impact on us, because it really is about where we can actually be successful. Yeah, Saturn lessons may not be easy in the early days, but after, 30, 35, 40, depending on, which, who you talk to and stuff, and maybe how easy Saturn is for you to deal with and how self-aware you are, that's stuff you can break through, okay? And, for some of you, even, that you might meet this person, or you've met this person around the Saturn return period of your life, or it could feel almost like a Saturn return at times. The connection could feel, if you know what a Saturn return is. It's around 28, 29 years old, 30, in that age frame. Yeah, like that. But that doesn't have to be for all of you. Now, and this person might help you get through that. But we have the Nine of Cups, the Magician, and Ace of Wands. So what this is telling me is that essentially this connection is about happiness, finding fulfillment in life, understanding here with the Magician that you have all the power and all the tools at your disposal to make anything that you want happen. You can live in passion. Like, for some of you, there might be a lot of discipline in life. You might be very disciplined. I feel like this person probably needs more discipline, perhaps. But, or maybe they've been held, I don't know. I'm getting this energy of, like, there's definitely this need to break free a little bit from certain structures with the Ace of Wands here and Magician. So it could be really about breaking out of routines or stalemates or things in which you've been restricted. For both of you, really. Essentially, even though you guys have kind of different lessons here, for some people, your person might be too patient or has been too patient in the past. Like, they just kind of wait on things. And the lesson is that they need to learn how to, like, just create their own happiness. We have a wife here, which is interesting. So some of you, this could be an indication that some of you are meant to marry this person. That there is marriage involved here or in the future, possibly, especially with the Lovers here. Okay? It could be about, this could indicate that some of you, have been a wife, or they're a wife, or something like that. But it also makes me think about Saturn, because Saturn and the wife card coming up here, this isn't meant to be a long-term connection, I do feel, for many of you. This is a Saturn in synastry, in particular, is, especially when it's a good thing, like, with Venus, or, in a positive aspect. That brings a lot of discipline and responsibility to the person. That does bring a lot of patience. Somebody who's very dedicated. And so that could bring out some dedication in the both of you too. This connection could. Like, there's just this, like, bond here, because Saturn's like glue sometimes. And sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. Just depends. For some of you, it could get you out of certain situations that have held you down like a glue, though. Because it gives you that power to understand that you can reach whatever goals you want. So I do feel like this is a very positive connection, actually. Even if it doesn't always feel like it here with Saturn. That might feel negative sometimes, or really hard to reach. For some of you, this might be a connection that's so hard to get to. It feels like it's so out of reach. With the Arrow Master, it says hitting the mark, intention, and detachment. Interesting here. So, hitting the mark. It reminds me a lot of Magician and intention. Setting your intentions, knowing what your intentions are, realizing your intentions. When you're feeling like, for instance, for you, the viewer, with envy, if you're like, how do I get everything everybody else has? How can I achieve this? It's like about understanding that you have that ability to do it. If you set your intentions right, you can have what you want. If you let people know your intentions too. For some of you, you might need to let this person know you might need to let them know your intentions. There could be some blockages, like I said, though, in this connection. Patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order for your person. Again, it might be for them detachment. Detachment from something that they've been patient with. Or detachment from being, impatient, perhaps. Lacking patience, and just letting it flow and happen. I wanted to grab the guidebook, and I forgot because I lost it. I had it, and then I don't know where I put it. It's so weird. Like, I had it for pile number 1. Then I gosh knows where I put it. And I haven't recovered it quite yet. Oh no, here it is. right here. Sorry. Because I want to read the challenge part for this Eye of Beauty, the Eyes of Beauty. And see what it says. 25. So, as a challenger, the Eyes of Beauty are a sign that self-centered fear expressed through harsh judgment is behind your current circumstances. Are you seeing only the flaws in your circumstances or in another person? That's very Saturn. Are you looking at what is wrong instead of what could be made right? If you take some time to adjust your eyes and see things exactly as they are, you cannot help but admire their perfection. Realize your expectations and demands, and be with the truth of the way things are now. You're whole and beautiful and perfect, and what you observe is too. It may not be exactly what you want, but perhaps in shifting your vision, you will find clarity and will see that it's totally exactly what you need at this time. Sorry, I said totally. That wasn't there. A total shift in perception is what is required now. This is shifting perception. This is about seeing things in a new light. Again, if you've been too critical here with Saturn on yourself, and it's caused you to kind of get in that state of envy, even if you're not envious of other people, and sometimes we don't even realize it. And it doesn't always have to, envy doesn't always have to be, well, it's not a very good thing to live in, but you know what I mean? When you see what you're envious of, you can see what you want, right? And again, there might be this release your expectations and demands and be with the truth of the way things are now. That might be with that patience here, that understanding that sometimes you have to detach from the outcome and know that it's going to happen. You know that you can get emotional fulfillment. Yeah. And for some of you, this situation may not be ideal. It was bad timing and all that stuff, but it's still possible to happen. You know what I mean? I feel like that this could be manifested into something really good for you guys. And I didn't give that for the other piles so much, but I do feel like you have a lot more control in this situation than I feel like you realize. For some of you too, I do feel like this was a connection in which you were able to open up to your power more. And this might even be like more arcane type of powers, right? Arcane and Stella. More about like, maybe you've gotten into like, maybe this person like got you into spell work, like wanting to even do a love spell or something, or looking into like, maybe you're that desperate sometimes for this to happen. But, you know what I mean? Or getting to know more about spirituality could be something, even though that's not the High Priestess, but it can be about tapping into like that arcane type of energy. With the Ace of Wands, it is about passion. Like, there's so much potential here for like a lot of happiness, I think, in this connection. Of course, both people have to be willing to put in the effort, right? With Saturn. And that might be the thing, getting you both on the same page to actually make these changes that need to be done. And that's where the challenge might come in. And yeah, so let's get some charms. There we go. So let's see. We've got Cinderella. I'm going to zoom in here on this part. Oops. I always zoom out when I say I'm going to zoom in. I'm such a liar. Or actually, I'm not. I just like don't know what I'm doing. We've got Capricorn, Pisces, and Sagittarius. I'll get into cherries. 2 cherries. We've got Ariel, London, and we've got Paris. And we have an every fair from fair sometimes declines. So with the every fair from fair sometimes declines, that's Shakespeare, so that might be important. Timing could be a big issue here again with the clock showing up. There could be there could be impatience, right? Because of the patience card here with that with your person, teaching them how to be patient, or not to be too patient as well, and maybe like not try to be too disciplined all the time. Also, it does make me feel like it could have been bad timing for some of you, and things will happen in divine timing as well. With the skull and crossbones here, it could just be that there's something a little bit dangerous about this connection, or a little bit you know, difficult. It could be toxic, or for some of you. For a few of you, it might resonate that this person is somebody that it's like you might have to like break away from that person because they're toxic, but that only is if it resonates. With the wand here showing up, you have a lot of power. This is about to teach you a lot about personal power and how you can accomplish the things that you want, that you can have the things that you want if you desire them, that you can bring things into being. With the shells here, does talk to me about, like, I don't know, I feel like you guys hear each other in some way. You might even, like, feel what the other person's feeling. I know it sounds silly to say about shells, but I always think about how you put your ear into the shell and you can hear the ocean. And it's like there's something, like, special about this connection. Like maybe you guys somehow just feel each other or something, or you hear even if you're not really there. Weird. Okay, London. So, I mean, we have Paris and London here. There could be a European connection here. English, French, or... I mean, take it as it resonates. You guys might both love to travel. You guys could be from different areas, because we also have Sagittarius here, so you guys could be from different areas. You don't have to be from these areas specifically. That could just be speaking that you guys are from different countries or different cultures, different places. There could be a distance here for some of you. But I do feel like you have a lot to learn here with Jupiter from each other. And Jupiter actually represents a husband in astrology. And as well, Jupiter does talk about goals and aspirations, travel. So travel could be, yeah, like I said, passionate between the two of you. Pisces here, and what I said about that shell, there could be a very spiritual connection here. There could be 12th house synastry, 9th house synastry, 10th house synastry. That's vital here in this connection. Okay, I see another thing here. This might be a connection in which you guys haven't made it public, or it's hard to make public, okay? It could be a secret connection, because Capricorn's the 10th house, which is our public image. So, and then 12th house is about hidden things. So this could be a secret connection that comes public, that needs to come out into the public. It could be about something to do with that for some of you, okay? So for some of you, this could be like for some of you, this could be an affair. Okay? Okay. Anyways, cherries. So it does seem like you guys are a good pair. Okay? Like two cherries together, combined. Very sweet together. I get too. But it can be maybe sometimes a bit sour. And we have learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. Wow. So it's about learning from the past, living in the now, but also hoping for a better future. Okay? Not being too pessimistic. By the way, with Capricorn, sometimes there could be that's connected to Saturn, so there could be some pessimism. How will things look? How can they be? How can we, make this reality? It seems like just a dream or just a hope. Jupiter, sometimes in Sagittarius, can be very hopeful. It's a very optimistic placement. So, yeah. And Ariel. So again, I get the sense of two different worlds, perhaps, okay? Two different worlds, two different lifestyles here. Because these are princesses in which both are... Well, Ariel's a mermaid, Eric's a human. So there's that. And then Cinderella's, comes from working, well, she's a maid, for her stepmother, basically. And he's a prince, So it could be that you come from different social groups, social classes, different countries, different, totally different in some way, perhaps. I'm getting that a lot here. And then with Jack, this tells me that you have a lot more power. Again, this is a connection about power, learning your power. Okay, so to create, and also accepting the other person too, right? Because Jack had the girl. What's her name? Wow, I can't think of what her name is right now. Sally. Sorry. Wow, I had a brain thing there. So again, maybe accepting help. Okay, let's see here what we've got. We've got a blank one. I might just grab, let's see, two more. Okay, we've got well, we would have wed, for instance, so it does seem like marriage, possibly here. We have, let's see, we have bar. So maybe some of you have been to a bar with this person, met them in a bar. Maybe you guys like to drink together. Bag. We have back. Okay. So maybe a past or go back to the past. We have worry if we add this blank tile, right? So there could be a lot of worries about this connection. It might not seem very helpful at times. We have work as well. So for some of you, it could be work related, or maybe you like to talk about work. Okay, we have burn. So interesting, for some of you this could be a slow burn type of connection, or this is like a burning connection, like it just feels like fire or something. It could also cause you to like, there could be a little bit of a burn, you know. You could feel burned in this connection sometimes, or something like that. We have raw. Does remind me of like that raw passion, burning passion. No. Maybe this, again, seems like a connection that'll never work out. Let's see, we have goal. Working towards mutual goals could be a thing here. Okay. It could be that also this could be a, you know, there might be some goals to work through to be together. Or teaching you how to work on your goals. We have rogue. Reminds me of World of Warcraft. Someone could be, there could be some sneakiness here, rogue, right? That what I kind of mentioned about maybe this is a secret feeling, secret hidden things. Someone might be in a rogue. Okay, we have ran. So someone could run. This could have some running and stuff like that. We have LOA, law of attraction. So manifestation. Ah! Okay, that's cool. We also have brain. Brain just reminds me of that maybe you guys have a good like connection. You know, like maybe you guys talk very easily. Oh, we also have talk, by the way, if we add that. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to stop here with the letters, and let me know, because I know I've been 22 minutes already. I hope you guys are, if you're still here, let me know, because I'm like going to give you a high five. And, but yeah, I'm sending you guys lots of love. Okay, if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, let me know by going to my Etsy and buying one. Let me know by going to my Etsy and buying one, or buying one from me. And then also, there's my Amazon wish list. So I do the Amazon wish list as a way to, you know, if you want to do that. I always love getting something off of there, and I always give a reading as a thank you because it's very sweet. And just make sure to leave an email or an Instagram so I can get a hold of you in the gift note. And take care of yourselves, guys. Like I said, lots of love. And see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, guys. If you chose pile number 4 with the rose quartz, I meant smoky quartz. Smoky quartz. Wow, I can't talk. This is your reading. So let's see what the purpose of your connection is with the person that you're asking about. So let's start with the major card here, which is Judgment. Okay? Judgment is your, basically it's the mutual spiritual energy between the two of you. Like, what is this all about? What's the spiritual meaning? Judgment's all about renewal. It's about awakening. It's about a new stage, a new part of life. It's awakening you to something different and new. So that's what it is for both of you. It's definitely bringing new things in. We have the Child of Cups, the Four of Coins, the Six of Wands, Fortune, Scorpio, and the Fire Prince. And then as well, let's see here, I'm going to put that right up there. Growth and blame. Okay, so I'm going to start with these two cards because I did that with the other piles. And these two cards were meant to represent you and your person and what you guys are like personally meant to develop in this connection. Like what are you, like what could you work on, and like what, you need to develop. So with you, we have growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. This connection is all about your growth, is what it's about. You're growing in different ways. And it's definitely a connection in which you are seeing things in a whole new light and really expanding yourself. This is meant to help you become the best version of yourself, to be victorious in life, okay? To go after what you want with passion and optimism, to renew yourself in some way. I love it that Scorpio came out here, because it goes very well with Judgment, because it's all about renewal, transformation. For your person, blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. This person might need to learn not to blame others and not to place the blame on themselves, perhaps. There's something about blame coming up for your person. And again, blame is usually an excuse, right? Of course, there are reasons to blame other people, but sometimes we blame certain things and then we use it as an excuse to not take any action. And with that 4 of coins up there, that might be something especially that your person deals with, not really moving, staying stagnant in life, and then blaming other people for it. It's like the person who says, oh, that must be nice, to have so-and-so thing. But they're not actually, they could have it too, right? But they don't actually want to put in the effort or the work, or somehow they're inactive. It could be for numerous reasons, right? With Pluto, it could be some childhood issues that, revolved around being kind of closed off, or afraid of perhaps being hurt, right? And or afraid of change too, perhaps, because sometimes it can be scary to transform, and that's what might be for your person's energy, like what they need to do. But for you, it's all about growth, and I see a lot of transformation coming out with this connection. For you, it's meant to bring you into a place of pure innocence, okay? If you've been held back in relationships, again, this is supposed to spark something innocent and sweet in you. Something that's very optimistic. Again, the Child of Cups is very optimistic. It could bring out your artistic side, your sweet side, just your romantic side, like excited for life side. That should be something that should be renewed in you in this connection. With the 6 of Wands, I do see victory. This is meant for you to be victorious. Even if it doesn't work out, this is a fortunate connection for you. You know what I mean? Because I'm not really predicting whether these are going to work out or not. This isn't what this is about. It's more just kind of about giving you a snapshot of why you might have met this person. And just because there's these things here doesn't mean that it can't be, forever or something like that. And for some of you, this might be past connection. For some of you, present. So like I said, just take it as it resonates, right? Interesting that Scorpio is associated with Mars. Well, traditionally, right? Pluto, modern, but and then we have that Fire Prince. Fire Prince reminds you of Aries or something like that, and especially because it says aggression. I don't find Leos and Sagittarius to be as aggressive as Aries can be, especially in going after what they want. Optimism's more along the lines of Sagittarius, I guess, too. But it just reminds me of that Mars energy, getting up off your hiney to get things done, right? To get growth. For you, it's getting off your hiney and getting some growth done. And realizing what an amazing person you are, and stepping into a lot of, this saying always kind of drives me nuts for some reason, but stepping into your power is really what it's about. Yeah, finding success in life. It's all about awakening you to new possibilities, and really setting you up to be. It's like a reset in love, in emotions, is what it is. For some of you, this might be a person that stirred your emotions for the first time in a long time, or you haven't felt this like sweet about someone in forever, or there's that possibility there. But yeah, pursuing goals could be something here, encouraging each other to pursue the things that you want. Not for you, you might be able to help this person, not blame others for their lack of success, but to have personal accountability for ways that they've held themselves back in life. And to teach them that they can be successful, that they can have what they want. Okay? With fortune here, I mean, it's all about getting success, having fortune. So that's what you guys are going to bring out in each other. For you, it could be more about your own growth, okay? And your own awareness of your abilities to manifest fortune in your life. And fortune doesn't just have to be, money. It could be lots of different things, right? Spirituality could be something that you're really going to get into, you know, through this connection. It could be, but I do feel like it's going to put you on a path to something. This person could also, you know, bring awareness to goals for you as well. And just a more optimistic view. That's what you're supposed to get out of this, is to be more optimistic, to go more after what you want aggressively than to sit and, you know, stay in stasis in one spot, right? Yeah, and Scorpio is all about passion too. Very passionate, obsessive, you know, go after your goals. Don't just like, as well with the obsessive energy, redirecting the obsessive type of energy to not just sitting with it, but like moving with it to get something that you want, is what I'm seeing here. Yeah, let's see here. So yeah, this connection is really all about an awakening for both of you. You know, no matter whether it's, you know, a past relationship or a current one. I do feel like that there could be success for many of you long term with this connection. I do feel like you guys could help each other grow a lot towards getting to a better place in which you guys are more confident and doing better in life in some way. If anything, you guys could tap into each other and kind of perhaps like fan the flames of optimism, you know, and kind of help each other be more optimistic and go after what you want more. I'm going to take some charms. And let's see. Sorry if it's loud. Try not to be loud. Jack just loves to come out. And I'll get like, there. That's it. Oh my gosh, I took a lot of them. Okay, we've got Jack, and I'm going to zoom in here at this point. Oh, I did it right this time. Yay! I always do it the opposite way. We have London. We also have Pride and Prejudice. Oof, oof, oof. Okay, that's interesting, considering blame and growth. Made with Love. Sagittarius. Pisces. Libra. Yeah, you guys are meant to balance each other out in some way, to teach each other. I see a lot of mutual growth here. We have the Star. I always think it's a star. I think it's supposed to be Aquarius. I'm not sure. Or maybe it's a Virgo. We have Scorpio. So Scorpio showing up, and there's Aquarius right there. We have the Fairy. So understanding your magic. Music. So music might be important in this connection. You might really relate to music. Leveling up right here with Mario. And invincibility. Realizing that you can do anything. That you don't have to stay in one spot. That you can actually accomplish things. That Star gives you like the crazy power where you can like kick butt, and then you can have second chances. Okay, with that Judgment card, this could be a renewal of some kind, like second chances, understanding that, you know, we have Moon, so again there could be an intuitive connection here. Bell. So Bell, it could be that you guys have a lot to talk about. We have that book over here, Pride and Prejudice. You guys might talk about books or talk about learning. Might be well educated or very curious about life. But Belle could be a little bit stubborn at first, right? And that could be getting rid of some of the stubbornness in both of you to grow. And here's Rapunzel. Like, she was kind of in a place where she was kind of stuck in life, right? That both of these girls actually were stuck, kind of in a way, and not moving. And then they kind of got out of that. We have Jack. So realizing that you have control over your life. That's kind of what it reminds you of. We have a lot of signs coming up here. So, like I said, Aquarius, 11th house. For some of you with 11th house and Pisces, this could be an internet connection or online or long distance. For some of you, it could be a hidden connection here with Scorpio and Pisces, a secret love affair. It doesn't have to be, though. It just could talk about that there's a lot of transformation as well, and a lot of, you know, very spiritual type of connection. Virgo could be about getting your habits in order. You know, getting a routine, you know, breaking out of routines and, you know, things that feel comfortable. Getting out of self-criticism, too, with the blame stuff, maybe like blaming other people, but it's actually, you know, not being, sometimes that comes from a fear. And then we have Leo. So, again, this could be a romance. We have Libra. So, this is a romance that could turn into a marriage, I do feel, for some of you. That's very possible. In Sagittarius, lots of learning and growth here, too. Spirituality could be something travel as well. With London here too. Some English could be involved. London could be involved. England could be involved. But it also could be about travel. Okay? Maybe you guys like to talk about travel. You like to travel. You could be at a distance too. Made with love. Okay? And then we have Pride and Prejudice. So again, well, Pride and Prejudice, you think about like Elizabeth and Mrs. Darcy, Mr. Darcy. Wow, Mrs. Darcy, Mr. Darcy. Yeah, there's sometimes some pride, right? They think it can't work out. They're just like, oh no, 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 no. They're already poo-pooing it, and it didn't even happen. And they kind of have issues with each other, and that could be growing out of. They're both kind of stubborn, right? It's Pride and Prejudice, right? They have like their own held back ideas, and this is a connection in which you probably can get past a lot of those in some way, whatever way is relevant, to you. Also, you might like this book, possibly. So I'm going to go ahead and put the charms away and take some Scrabble letters. Let's put some letters. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, we got a blank one. Yay! Okay, so we've got love. I see right away. I see love. I also see grow, by the way. If you do use this one, grow. Let's see, we have 10. So that might mean something to somebody. Tang. We've got, we've got, oh wait, we don't even need that blank one. Tongue. So again, talking might be really important here. You guys might have sharp tongues as well. That kind of comes to my mind when I hear tongue. But talking a lot too makes me think of that. We've got to, let's see, leave. So leaving something behind is a part of this journey. Seeing something new. We have woe. So it might not be an easy connection at time. We also have woke. That's interesting because it's like waking up in some way. This connection could feel very much like that. Like you've woken up in some way. We do have Y if you use the blank tile. We also have few. We have, let's see, we have give. That might be the thing that you guys have a hard time maybe giving to each other in some way. Maybe there's some blocked energy here that you need to get through, like grow out of. With that 4, it's that 4 of coins that's making me feel that way. It's also could be a learning, learning to let go of things. And we have yawn, so maybe someone's yawning during this reading. Or maybe, maybe it means something. We also have view, if we use that blank tile, so a different view of life, again, awakening, seeing something different. We also have green, so maybe someone likes the color green. Green with envy, maybe someone's green with envy here with the blame. Blame other people. Not necessarily. Let's see. We have toe. Yeah, let's see. Eek. It might be a little bit scary at times. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and stop here so that, let me know if you see any initials or names here that mean something to you. Oh, there's my initials right here. They were actually in the last pile too, I think. EK. Ooh, actually EFK. Yeah, that's my maiden name. Okay. Anyways, take care, guys. And if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, you can do that by going down in the description box below. There's a link to my Etsy where you can purchase a reading, as well as a link to my Amazon wishlist. So as many of you might already know, anybody who gets something off my Amazon wishlist always gets a reading as a thank you. So just be sure, if you choose that option, to go ahead and leave me your email or your Instagram, so I can contact you in the gift note. Okay, so the gift note when you make the purchase. Yeah, so what else do I want to say? I want to send you lots of love. Take care of yourselves, guys. I'm wishing you and your loved ones lots of good health and happiness during this time. And I will see you on the next reading, okay? Bye-bye.